You're listening to Sports Jam, recorded April 1st, 2012, Episode 31, Tiger and the Field.
I'm Chad Satera. Is it the Eye of the Tiger?
I'm Stephen Pepper. The Holy One lands in New York. Is that a good thing?
I'm Vince O'Connor. On the bounty gate, does the crime fit the punishment?
And I'm Rob Steele. I'll take the doctor over the master any... Oh, wait. This is golf, isn't it?
In the words that many of us sports fans live and die by, from ABC's Wide World of Sports, the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, comes the 2012 Masters Tournament. Many of us have seen the rise of Eldrick Tiger Woods, who was born on December 30th, 1975, and became the youngest ever Masters champion in 1997. We've seen the rise of Tiger, bringing a passion to the world of golf like no other. With his 14 major championship victories from that 1997 Masters victory to his 2008 U.S. Open, the world has watched, embraced, and been excited by Tiger Woods. Then, tragedy. 2009, infidelity struck Tiger Woods, and the man that we once knew as invincible became what we are amongst us, just natural, everyday human beings. For the last 2.5 years, in the last 30 months, we have seen Tiger Woods fight with infidelity and the demons that lie upon a human being when he commits such an act. He has also fought injuries throughout. But now comes what we all get excited about, and that is coming from the ashes and rising once again. At the Arnold Palmer Classic Invitational Tournament, Tiger Woods won his first tournament in 30 months. This weekend, at the 76th edition of the Masters Tournament, a tournament Tiger has won 4 times in his lifetime. The 36-year-old will look to resurrect his once great career, once down in the dumps career, and rise once again, bringing golf back into the forefront of American sports. It is the 2012 76th edition of the Masters Tournament, and the question once again will be, is it Tiger or is it the field? I ask you, gentlemen, what will it be?
It's definitely going to be the field, Chad. I don't see how you think Tiger Woods is going to come into the Masters and dominate.
He's dominated it a few times, so is there any particular reason why he shouldn't dominate it again? I mean, he's playing pretty good golf at the moment.
Playing good golf because he won the Community College Invitational the other week. Because he beat me and Chad. Does that mean he's playing good golf? He hasn't. I mean, this is the big boy tournament, not a little boy tournament. He hasn't won anything since 2008. He's going to win some. He's just not going to win the Masters. There's no way. I take the field.
What do you mean there's no way? Of course there's a way he can win it. He is, after all, Tiger Woods. Come on. He's probably, in our day, the best golfer ever.
I'm going to argue that point. I think he's the best athlete that we have seen in our days.
Really? I haven't seen him dunk a basketball.
I haven't even seen him run.
I haven't,
exactly.
I haven't
but
seen
he sure can swing a golf club and hit a ball.
No, but think about this. This is a gentleman
athlete, come on.
Even Cecil Fielder's, when he swung a bat, he kind of pretended to run to a base.
When you think of athletes, and when you think of what they do...
He's still running the first, Rob.
It has transcended an entire sport. Where were you in 1996? Were you sitting on a Sunday afternoon watching CBS or NBC or whatever station had golf on just to watch to see who's going to win a golf tournament? The answer is no. And if you tell me yes, you're lying to me.
I was watching Cal Ripken break the Ironman streak.
I'm absolutely not lying to you. I'm a fan of golf, so I watch golf. I watch golf all the time.
But now you've got
I was
Tiger
watching
Woods.
that.
Okay, 16 years ago, Tiger Woods came on scene. And golf, to me, and to a lot of the people in this world, honestly speaking, was nothing. You had a Jack Nicklaus, great. You had a David Duval at the time, okay, really? And you had Arnold Palmer, who was reaching the end of his career. You had all these names. One single person that elevated an entire game, an entire sport, the way he did. He is like the Magic and Larry Bird of the 80s in basketball. No doubt about it. He is the Wayne Gretzky of what he was to hockey. Tiger Woods is that guy.
Okay, but does Wayne Gretzky still play? Does Larry Bird still play? Because they got old and they couldn't play anymore. They couldn't perform at their peak level. Tiger Woods, age 36, never got hurt in his first 11 years. He's been hurt all the time because he's getting old. He's breaking down. He just can't play. Yeah, he's going to win some majors. He's not going to win the Masters. He's just not going to do it.
Are you saying that he's never going to win the Masters again, or are you saying he's not going to win it this year?
He's not going to win it this year. Eldrick Taunt Woods is not going to win it. That's his real name, by the way.
So where are you going with this, Stephen? Who do you have? I mean, you've got.
I got the field. I don't care. I'm betting on the field. I'm going to Vegas. I'm betting on the field.
You taking $100? You taking $1,000? Or you taking $1?
I'm taking a G, and I'm going to drop it on the field.
He might win an H.
You know,
maybe a Q.
At this time of year, and like every year, we always discuss the Tiger Woods. And the last 3 years, it's been irrelevant. Since his infidelity that we all discovered in the end of 2009 after Thanksgiving, he has been really irrelevant to the golf world. Yes, he's come back a couple times. He's made a push. Last year, he was fourth in the Masters tournament, but his injuries, like Steven said, he's broken down. But now his golf game is complete. He is back to the form that he was before. You see him on a Sunday like we did last weekend, and he was focused. He knew what he had to do, and that was hit the fairways in regulation and not make crap putts.
So he didn't know that before then? He forgot about that. Is that what you're saying?
There's probably other reasons why. But we're not going to involve personal life into why I think Tiger Woods really is on his game. It's the reason why he got off of his game, too. But that being said, I'm taking Tiger Woods. And the reason is this course was revamped because of him, and he still figured out ways to win it. No, he hasn't won it since 2005. No, he hasn't won a major tournament since 2008. But before last weekend, he hadn't won a tournament in 30 months, and he's done it. He has gotten the monkey off of his back. And Vince, like you said, why can't you take Tiger Woods in this one? Who else is playing as good of golf right now as Tiger Woods?
Well, I mean, there's a couple guys that are playing good, but it's the mystique of this place. And you said it when you said just a second ago. It's his course. This course is tailored for his game. Tailored for this game. Tough scoring on the par fours, tough on the par threes. The par fives are all within range of eagles, so it's built for him, in my opinion. And if you even look at the years that he didn't win it, he was close.
Well, yeah, I mean,
2006, he was tied for third. I mean, you can go on and on and on. He's always close. This is his course. He loves this course. I think the way he's playing right now, I think he has a very good shot at winning this tournament.
I'm going to bring something up just because I hear it in golf, but nowhere else. Yes, Tiger was close in the other Masters, but apparently that's the only sport where you can be close. Like Buffalo went to 4 consecutive Super Bowls, which I think is a damn impressive feat and makes them actually a great team, but everyone considers them to suck because they didn't win. Whereas Tiger can come in second and, he's still a god. Where does that, I'm trying to figure out where the thing is that makes that work.
And I'll tell you, in my opinion, those are team sports. You win and you lose as a team. This is an individual sport, okay? And you guys are saying, he hasn't played that well. Did you see what he did last year at the Masters? Did anybody look? He tied for fourth. He was 10 under par.
And he had his best fourth-round day ever as a professional at the Masters. He shot a 67 last year to be tied for fourth.
Is that good? I'm sorry.
Thanks, Rob.
I'm sorry. It's okay. My experience with golf. Yes, I did play golf yesterday with my kids on the Wii, and it turned out to be the same way that it usually does. Had a great time. Only broken up around, I guess it was the third hole when my kids said, "Dad, wake up!" And just kind of ruined the whole game for me.
Listen, Steven, I hear what you're saying. If I was a betting man, I'd probably take the field too in this. But you can't overlook the fact that he's playing good golf. This is his home course, basically. He loves this course. And he has a very good opportunity to win this tournament, I believe. I don't think you can overlook that fact. And, if you are making that bet, I'd sweat bullets if I were you, because he has the capabilities of winning any tournament at any given time, is my opinion.
I see a top 10 finish, maybe a top 5. I just don't see him winning it. I mean, he's going to play good. Like I said, history shows that he will, but I just don't think he can win it.
Well, you taking the field and me taking just him would be a benefit to you. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. That's what I'm saying. You take the field.
I'll bet you $1, okay?
All right.
Wow, and this was a bet I threw out there, and I don't even have any side bet action going on here. When you look at the field, and you know now we've got to look at the field. When you look at the field and just the top 10 players in the world, and one of them is not even Phil Mickelson, who is a 2-time champion at the Masters, but you look at Luke Donald, who has been the number 1 ranked player for 82 weeks. Rory McIlroy, who is, in my opinion, if April 8th, Sunday, if I'm watching the last 18 there in Augusta, I want to see Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy go tee shot for tee shot, putt for putt, all the way down to the 18th hole. That would be the dream. Rory McIlroy is number 2. Lee Westwood's 3. Martin Kamer is 3. Steve Stricker is number 5. Tiger is number 6 in the world. Where was this? He was ranked 106, what was it, just about 2 months ago? So, great comeback there. But you look at these players. Steven, you take the field. I don't disagree with what you're saying. The field is impressive, but I want to get on this action too. I want the dollar bet too, because I'm taking Tiger. I mean, like Vince has said.
Well, since he has the field, he's going to have to give us odds too, because $1 for
$1
is not a fair deal.
What do you got to give him odds?
I'll take him straight up.
You're so certain that Tiger's going to win. You should pay me more if he doesn't win. Since you're so positive.
Here's the thing, guys. We're talking about side bets and getting odds. What if I were to say I will give you $1,000 to take Tiger Woods out, to blitz across the line, tackle him, take his knees out, and oh wait, that's already happening in New Orleans, guys.
Yeah, but it'd make golf a hell of a lot more interesting to me.
It would. Indeed, it would make it a Happy Gilmore kind of a sport.
Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding.
New Orleans.
Phil Mickelson sneaks up with a 9-iron.
Bountygate. As you can tell, I tried to transition that one as best as I possibly could until Nancy Kerrigan's name got brought up, which, by golly.
I don't even know how I remembered that.
Oh, jeez. That's because Tanya Harding is making herself famous in her other endeavors in this world. Anyway.
Is she wrestling?
Who knows what she's doing? All right. Let's go down to New Orleans, where the Bountygate, I guess you can say the penalties have been handed out, and it's a stiff penalty, although being appealed by Sean Payton. He's being suspended.
But who's it being appealed to?
The guy that gave it to him.
Hello?
The God himself.
Peyton Manning? What?
We will talk about Peyton Manning here in a minute. The Bountygate thing, and I know this has been a big story throughout, and we know what's going on. The Saints, the players and their defensive coordinator, Greg Williams at the time, put bounties on quarterbacks. Brett Favre, Cam Newton. There's other quarterbacks which pretty much, if I'm going to put a bounty on somebody like Josh Freeman, I guess good for him. Cam Newton came out and said he feels honored that they put a bounty out on him. But when you think of the game of football and you think of the word bounty and going after players, in my opinion, what's the difference than offering and I'm going to use your team, Stephen. What is the difference of offering a Courtney Upshaw, linebacker for Alabama, a sticker for his helmet for a big hit in a game, for jarring the ball loose? What's the difference?
I mean, I thought that the other team was always trying to hurt the quarterback. I mean,
that's their job.
Exactly. I mean, bounty, that's just like a little added bonus. I mean, aren't you trying to hurt the quarterback when you go out there? Isn't that the key, to knock him out of the game?
I don't think you're trying to hurt him. I think you're just trying to hit him.
You're trying to knock him out of the game.
But if you hit him and it hurts him, bonus points.
Right.
Absolutely.
$1,000.
Well, what I'm saying, like, you play Brady. You want to knock Brady out of the game so you can win. I mean, that's what I would be trying to do. I mean, I don't need somebody to pay me extra money. I mean, every NFL team tries that. That's their goal, the defense's goal when they come into the game. Knock the running back, the quarterback out.
That would be like all of us being on a football team, And Steven, and keep in mind how much money we get paid to play professional football. And you saying to me, hey, if you get to the quarterback this time and knock him down, I'll give you $1,000.
That's like $1 to me.
Exactly. That's my point. So,
like $1.
I mean,
it's not that much of an incentive.
Exactly, because you're doing your job anyway, and it's just, to me, I thought he was way too harsh with the penalties. I mean, come on, you're talking about these guys' livelihoods suspended for a year?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
$6.1 million that he's going to have to give up for 1 year.
Well, let me
Exactly.
ask,
I mean, it's,
let me ask you this, though. You suspend him for a year, and then you take a second-round draft pick 2 years in a row? I mean, what's up with that? Why not take the first-round draft pick? What's the second round going to do? It's not going to do anything. That's just crazy. If you're going to take a draft pick, take the first round. To me, you're going to you go that extreme and suspend it for a year, but then we're just going to take your second round. That's stupid. Makes no sense.
I don't think taking any draft pick makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, but if you
really.
take the first round draft pick, that kind of hurts you though. First rounder, I don't.
Well, it could be Ryan Leaf.
I mean, if you're that.
Yeah, who also now is on drug charges. He stole pain pills, by the way.
Yep.
According to many sources out there, Payton and the GM will be meeting with Roger Goodell on Tuesday to find out, to appeal his fate. And I'm like both of you guys. It's part of the game. You want to go out there as a defensive player and you want to attack the opposition, whether it be the offensive linemen. I mean, how many times do they punch each other in the end of piles, or you see bloody noses and nobody got even touched? How many times do you see them go after and try to make big hits? It's part of the game. It's the violence of the game. But I'm going to play devil's advocate here for a second. I'm Roger Goodell. I'm going to send a message. The whole idea of the NFL in the last couple of years has been all about the safety. You see all of these crap rules that protect quarterbacks. You see these crap rules that protect the offensive players, being the wide receivers mainly. And now what Goodell is saying is you violated what I want to do is protecting these players. And I'm going to send a message that it's not going to happen under my watch. You see all these former players come out and they're suing the NFL for concussions, for football-related injuries. Goodell's, I'm not going to take it anymore. Do I agree with Goodell? No, but I think this message is so clearly sent, not only to the players, but we all have children. And I don't know if all of our children are ever going to play football growing up. I mean, I've got girls. Stephen, you got girls. Rob's girls. No, probably not. But anyways, if they were to play a professional sport, you got to look at it and say, you know what? If they allow bounties to happen in professional sports, who's not to say that in Pee Wee football that they're going to play to hit the opposition quarterback and get a Snickers bar? Saying.
That's what I was told to do when I played.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, yeah. If
it was an ice cream cone, but yeah.
I'm giving my girl a bounty if she plays any kind of sport when she's growing up.
Let me ask you guys a question. Pittsburgh Steeler, James Harrison. What if this would have happened with him?
Wow.
What do you think would have happened?
The electric chair.
And
Goodell just doesn't like him.
We all know his history. He's a good defensive player. And you know what? I don't agree with all the fines that he's gotten because some of them haven't been warranted, in my opinion. But what do you think would have happened with him if he would have been caught on Bounty Gate?
It would have been, I think Rob's right. I think it would have been the electric chair. I think it would have been the death penalty for him in the NFL.
Is that fair?
No.
No, it's not.
No, not at all.
Not fair, but you've got to...
I understand the concept of sending a message, but this is not the right message to send. If he's been wanting to do the safety thing, and I understand the safety thing, but it's taking away from the game. I can't watch football. I used to love football, but you can tell from previous shows, I don't care as much about it as I used to because anytime you see somebody get leveled, which is what I used to love watching, penalties galore. That's why I think people watch NASCAR is not so much to go, ooh, look, circles, circles, circles. They're waiting for somebody to go,
boom.
I'm going to turn right now, and then 5 billion car pile up,
or hit a dryer,
or hit a dryer. That's what I want to see in my football. Is I want to see guys flatten each other like I was flattened when I was playing.
Well, and I think
we don't.
That's what Jonathan Vilma did. Is he offered his teammates $10,000 to make the big hits, and this is it. James Harrison is the bad guy of the NFL, one of the dirtiest players in the NFL, according to the actual players. Jonathan Vilma has all of a sudden become that player. He's the guy that's going. I honestly, if Greg Williams is getting an indefinite suspension, Sean Payton is getting a year, the GM is getting 8 games, Vilma's gone. Vilma's not going to be allowed to play ever again.
Okay, something I missed, and this just occurred to me. The coach that said, hey, I'll give you, X amount of money if you take out Brett Favre. Was that money coming out of his pocket, or did it come from the team?
It came from the players. It is Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator. At the time, he's been a defensive coordinator not only for the Saints, but also the Redskins, also the Titans, and was a head coach of the Buffalo Bills, had brought this mentality of we need to go after the opposition. He had brought the mentality, came into the locker room from day one saying we're going after him, we're going to destroy whoever we play. And he is the one that got the mind embedded and said, this is what we're going to do. Vilma took it to the next level, offering thousands of dollars.
But where did the money come from?
It came from the players' pockets.
It came from the players' pockets. So what does that have to do with the ownership of the Saints, or the coach even? Why is this being considered such a big deal if it's the players doing this on their own and not...
Because they knew about it and they turned away from it and didn't try to stop it in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, so punish the players who were... I mean, you can't control the players all the time. Who's to say they're not doing this, Tuesday nights at a bar? Oh, by the way, hey, coach isn't here. Let's talk about this. I mean, were they blatantly doing this on the... it's not like, Vilma sacked Brett Favre and Sue Evans said, show me the money, and some... water boy came running on the field going, here's your check.
No, but I think, Rob, what you might be missing, and a lot of people, Jonathan Vilma offered this money out. But in the NFC Championship game, the year that the Saints won in overtime, went to win their first Super Bowl over the Colts, in that championship game played in Minnesota, Vilma put it out there, and in the first 2 series of that game, the Saints took 2 15-yard unnecessary roughing penalties. Coincidence? In my opinion, absolutely not. They went out there, vicious intents, to start that game, to get Brett Favre out of that game. Luckily for them, they did it, and Brett Favre made a mistake at the end of the game. That's why they won the game. But that being said, Brett Favre took a beating in that championship game.
Isn't that the defensive player's job, though? I mean, you
yeah.
grow up as a Pop Warner player. You grow up as a high school player. You grow up as a college player. You go into the pros. You're taught the exact same thing as a defensive player all the time.
And you're encouraged by it because of the
stickers. Get to the quarterback and knock his ass out.
Exactly.
Okay, so
and it's encouraged,
they didn't get
too.
any more penalties than any other team. As a matter of fact, I believe the Detroit Lions were the most penalized team last year.
Yes, they are. And actually,
okay,
if you
so
haven't heard,
I'm
Jim
a little
Schwartz
confused.
said the same thing. Jim Schwartz said the same thing. He actually has come out publicly and said that before he came to the Lions, he offered players candy. Okay, good. What good is candy? I guess it's almost a pride thing.
Sugar rush.
Elementary school.
Do you think the amount of money that was offered for these hits, do you think that has
candy.
something to do with it? Maybe if they were only offered a quarter or 50 cents, that would have made a difference?
But that's the reason why I think you're looking at the sanctions on the team. It's because money in players' hands go against salary cap. And although it's exchanging from one player to another, it's encouraged by the coach. It was overlooked by the coaches. Ownership had to know about it. If the coaches know about it, ownership knows about it. And the fact that there's money involved, it circumvents a salary cap that this league has put on. And ask the Redskins and the Cowboys, they are paying major salary cap fines for something that they did. Now, Goodell's saying, we've got to do the same. We're at least going to sanction the team. That's why I think the team's involved.
Well, you can debate it all day long as far as I'm concerned. Some people are going to be on the fence that they got penalized enough, and some people are going to be on the other side of the fence that says they didn't get penalized enough, whatever the case may be. Okay? Personally, I think that the punishment way, way, way too severe in my opinion. And I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to argue that, but that's my opinion. That's what I think.
And
I'll agree.
I agree with you 100%, Vince.
Well, at least we agree on something today.
Here we go, gentlemen.
And they play on a field.
They do play on a field. In fact, but right now, we're going to change it right over to playing on the field again. Come September, there's 2 starting quarterbacks in New York. And our favorite friend, the holy mighty God himself, Tim Tebow, has now been traded to the Jets. And it's been a couple weeks, but now it's when Rex Ryan in the locker room is going to start rumbling. You hear Antonio Cromartie come out before the trade was made saying, we don't want this guy. Now Darrelle Revis is saying, if there is actually a divide in the locker room already. You've got people like Santonio Holmes and Plaxico Burress, not to mention their head coach Rex Ryan. And, you've got the two parties involved. Tim Tebow, who has a 200-plus media frenzy in a field house to announce that he is a New York Jet, the backup quarterback to the Jets, and then their starting quarterback, Mark Sanchez, has a phone conference call. Tell me this, guys, the Jets are going to combust, and I don't think it's going to make it till September before that team is in complete disarray. The entire New York City, the market, is going to absolutely destroy Mark Sanchez, and I wouldn't be surprised by Week 6, Tim Tebow's the starting quarterback, and Mark Sanchez, just like Kyle Orton, is finding his way out the door in New York.
What, wasn't the team already combusting
Yes.
before?
They were already ablaze. And the only reason I got Tebow was to put them in the headlines. This is going to make them even worse.
And you saying that, Stephen, I'll tell you, living in this market, the funny part about it is Tom Coughlin was interviewed, I believe, down at the owners' meetings last week. He said it right, and that is the New York Giants won the Super Bowl, but yet they're getting all the press about this Tebow thing. They are the Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, but nobody's talking about them. They're just talking about Jets.
The Jets team was ablaze, and holy water doesn't put it out.
The sports line one-liner of the week. Love that.
Thank you.
That was good. You might want to put that on our Facebook page, Rob. That was beautiful.
I might do that.
He already has. Indeed. But, here's the thing. Tim Tebow, for as much as he is I don't want to say he's not a good quarterback. I mean,
he's not.
He's okay, but he is a professional athlete. And for us, the four of us, to sit here on the show and say, he is not a great quarterback or not a good quarterback, on professional standards,
he hasn't been around long enough.
On our standards, in that avenue,
Maybe.
yeah, you could probably say that because look at Eli Manning. It took him his fourth year before he actually became a really everyday household name in New York for the Giants, and now he has 2 Super Bowl rings, one more than God himself, Payton, who's now in Denver. But it's to me, it's not Tim Tebow's fault for what's going on. He is the most popular player in football, possibly in professional sports, and he's
Except Tiger.
Except for Tiger, I would agree with that. Yet he is getting beat up by the media. Yet he's getting beat up by everybody out there, and yet he just wants to play football and, in lack of other words to say, he wants to spread his belief.
Spread his wings and fly for the Jets.
Yeah, I can't see that. Could you see that the first time Tebow gets out there and throws a touchdown to Santonio Holmes? He's traditionally known for taking his arms, spanning them out, and flying like a jet. Could you see it now, the entire team Tebowing the first time that Tebow throws the first touchdown pass?
I'm going to be vastly amused if the first time he starts a game it's against the Saints, who tackle the crap out of him, and he's injured and out for the rest of the season.
But can you put a bounty on God?
Satan does it every week.
And they're the Saints. So Saints, all right, back to that. But guys, the drama is going to begin. It is going to be, I think it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be fun. I'm amused because they're in the same division as my favorite team. And just to watch the Jets every week to rip Mark Sanchez after his first series, he goes 0 for 3. And the crowd, instead of chanting Jets, they're chanting Tebow, Tebow. You can see it happening. Vince, you're seeing it already in the New York market. It's gaining a lot of momentum, and we're not even at the draft.
Well, all I know is that Tim Tebow is excited. He said that 44 times in his press conference. I'm excited. So he's excited. He's excited to be a Jet.
So are you.
Is everyone else excited?
Absolutely not. Our Tim Tebow drama will continue, kind of like a soap opera, as the world turns.
Can we talk about another football player that has relevance?
And that is?
Anybody other than Tebow.
Well, you got a good point there. Yeah, maybe we can do that. In fact, I'd challenge this, guys. We've got an NFL draft coming. It's a month away from now, and it's time to start thinking about what teams are going to take, who's going to be that number one pick. We've heard Andrew Luck, but there's another quarterback, Robert Griffin III, that could now all of a sudden become the number one pick. I think in our next show we need to debate that. If you were the owner of the Colts, Jim Irsay, who do you want? Andrew Luck, Robert Griffin III. I'll leave it
Mario Williams.
I'll leave it at that, guys.
Tim Tebow. Tiger Woods.
Sports Jam will be back with another knockout episode. But until then,
Follow us on Twitter at TR Sports Jam, friend us on Facebook, or email us at therealsportsjam@gmail.com.
thank you to our sponsor, the Danny Nagy Band. Until next week, Sports Jam. We're out.